AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. Disappointing and for sure. Disappointing and for sure.
See comments like this. I told you 1,000 times, start celebrating these little wins. Now we look stupid running around like we won an NBA championship. If you notice, Indiana wasn't going crazy. You know that Indiana stabbed 2 Knicks fans? I don't want to hear shit like that, man. We celebrate whatever the fuck we want to celebrate.
And why wouldn't we celebrate? We had a successful season. Like, we could talk about the loss today, but in totality, the season was an absolute success. We made a trade and we made it to the conference finals. Like, we could go on the side of critiquing this game for sure. But Jason Cole, you look like an asshole for even saying that. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, this is, you celebrate your team when they win. Like, and exactly, Indiana Pacers fans stab dudes. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Celebrate whatever the hell you want to celebrate.
Just be talking to talk.
I was just looking for somebody to pick on because I'm fucking pissed, man.
Thank you, Sean. Like, this ain't the finished product. Like I said, man.
We live.
Big Flea. The biggest, y'all. What's good? I'm here.
Double dose, huh?
Sandman, here's the thing. One thing I'm going to tell you, because you're going to have all summer long to do this. I want you to learn the game of basketball, because you are not going to be allowed to come into this, into the AllBall family. I will block you myself. I don't give a fuck what Fabian says. I will block you myself if you don't learn the game of basketball over the summertime and come here and talk to us about the game of basketball, about the Knicks. If you get in the comments every fucking time and talk about Thibodeau and Hart, you are not a basketball connoisseur. Don't do this. No, I'm telling you, you got the summer. I'm going to give you the summer. And when we come back next season, if you haven't done a better job, you are banned.
JR,
man.
What
the producer says.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Play. JR's world soul, man. I'm hurting bad. Game 1 took the soul from us, and we never got it back. But it's Team Knicks for life. It's all love, Fabian, all ball, and Flea. I'm gonna go get my drink on and down my pain, drown my pain.
JR,
go do that, man.
Brother. We rich.
Go do that. But that's why we here, man. That's why we here. Y'all know what this is.
Knicks Rehab.
It's Knicks Rehab, y'all. Knicks Rehab. I got the words to address you to my man. Leave me alone.
I might have to ask Flea to shut his comments off.
Maybe tonight. Maybe. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at how this thing ended. I'm pissed for sure.
Well, shout out to Sam, man. Shout out to Sugarman. He was there earlier to congratulate us on a good season. He's not. I don't think he's being
for sure
sarcastic. Actually,
yo, man. Tomorrow when you wake up, you can absolutely be happy about what the Knicks did this season. You can't you could drown in this loss for a second, but tomorrow morning it's just gonna be nothing but Knicks haters and I told you so's and this and it's weird energy will be around tomorrow. But we love you too, big dog. But I was serious. Do work this summer. I'm serious.
Well, it's Big Flea, never the little one. And there was little Knicks today. 125-108 loss to the Indiana Pacers. OG Anunoby, great game. I think he played the best that he could. His usual dose of clumsiness and uncoordinatedness, fumbling the ball, and somehow he still had 2 steals, two blocks, the incredible block on Siakam. 24 points in 37 minutes. I think he played the second most minutes to Karl Anthony Towns, who looked to me hobbled. He did not look like himself. 22 and 14 for him, 8 of 19 from the field, 0 for 4 from the three. Best shooting big man ever, huh? Yeah. 2 turnovers, 4 fouls. He was not in foul trouble the whole first half and still did not get established. We all get into all that in a second. Mitchell Robinson, 8 points, 9 rebounds. I don't know how effective it was with that transition offense and what the Pacers were doing. They really countered that Mitchell Robinson thing. We'll get to that in a second as well. Mikal Bridges, 15 points. His defense, it wasn't impressive with the 94 feet thing this time around. Kind of non-existent for me. 19 for Jalen Brunson, also non-existent for me. 5 turnovers. At one point in the third quarter, he had 2 shots in a row and then just turned the ball over. 5 turnovers is just crazy, especially with the year he had with turnovers. 12 points off the bench for Landry Shamet. I think 3 of those was that last 3-point shot of the game. Still impressive being that he had inconsistent minutes throughout the year. Still was able to perform in the playoffs and produce and keep it close. DeLon Wright, I thought, again, impressive for him because he only had 2 points, but he was playing defense. His 3-point shot looks horrific, but just defensively being able to keep up pressure. He did that. Josh Hart, 4 points, 6 rebounds, only 1 turnover, but it looks like more with the way he played. We'll definitely get into his performance this whole playoffs, and he only had 21 minutes, 1 of 6 from the field. I'm surprised he didn't play less with the way he wasn't producing. And on the Indiana side, 31 points for Pascal Siakam, and he was just chipping away at us, 10 points for Neesmith. Almost, it looked like he tore his knee for a second, and when he bumped knees with attempting to take a charge from Karl Anthony Towns. 11 points for Miles Turner, who was again nullified by the third quarter with 4 or 5 fouls. 14 points for Nembhard and 21 for Halliburton, who looked like he had, what was it? Did he finish with 10 or 13 points in the fourth quarter? 13 assists, 4 turnovers. He was turning the ball over early, Flea, first quarter, and like 2 or 3 turnovers after not having a turnover for 1.5 games. And we still didn't look right, even with him turning the ball over. The pace was just, they controlled it. Ben Mathurin, 4 points. He was non-existent for the most part, turning the ball over. Bunch of dumb plays for him. I can see why Carlisle doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. He's you can tell. 18 points for Obi Toppin off the bench. God damn. 18 points is crazy. He was killing Cat, to be honest. That's when I really noticed that Cat wasn't there, because Cat was just in drop coverage. He just didn't want to play defense. 11 points for Thomas Bryant, who had 3 of 3 threes in the third quarter. He was going crazy. He was going crazy, Flea. And I'm going crazy now, trying to be professional, trying to get, these words out. Again, with this loss, the Knicks, we are now eliminated from the 2025 NBA playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. I think we have some positive things to say, but I'm reserving all that shit for later. Flea, what do you think about this game, the series? Reggie Miller's bitch ass.
Yeah, I mean, I despise how Indiana lauds over Reggie Miller. I mean, that's probably their best player in their franchise history, so they got to show him love. I just hate that he gets so much love. But man, I'm disappointed. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm extremely disappointed in how we played today as a team. As a team, we could pull different performances from different guys, but as a team, we did not play the same way we played 48 hours ago. We did not go back to the same formula. We did not have the same remedy for what they do. It almost looked like they flipped the switch. It literally looked like they flipped the switch and decided to turn the heat up on us as soon as they got back home. It literally looked like they took it, because now when I look at today's game, it's like, well, maybe they took it easy on us in game 5. I don't know. When Halliburton wants to turn it on, the fourth quarter, he owned us, passing the ball and scoring the basketball, getting guys open and putting the ball in the hole. So I don't know, man. You can't go down 2-0 with home court advantage in a series. You can't do that. You can't piss away a game at home, game 1, up 14, late in the game. You can't do that, right? So now you're playing behind the 8 ball. against a team that's going to speed you up. And we don't listen. Like, I like us when we play with pace, man, but we couldn't keep up with this team. We just can't. We don't get back on defense after made baskets. After made baskets, we don't get back on defense. They had 10 plus leak outs, 10 plus throw ahead passes, which either resulted in a layup or a trip to the line because we got a foul because you don't want to give up an easy layup. Like, it was just disappointing that this team just decided to say, okay, we're going to turn it up and finish these dudes off, and we did not know how to react to it. Brunson was bad today. I don't care what anybody says. He wasn't good today. He wasn't good today. He didn't take care of the ball. He looked rattled. He looked like he was getting frustrated with how physical they were. Brunson wasn't good today. Karl Anthony Towns was not good today. Not good today. Not aggressive. He's awful on. We got to figure out a way to, if we're going forward, we got to figure out a way for us to be consistently good on defense. We can be good, but we have no consistency on the defensive end. None whatsoever. Bench came in, solid minutes from everybody off the bench. But again, we didn't come up with timely stops. We start trading baskets. When they start going on their run, going up 10, 12, 14, 16, we can't shut the water off. Our spacing was horrible. OG looked good tonight. Bridges played halfway decent. Josh Hart's confidence is shot. I'm glad the playoffs is over. Let him go home for the summertime and recalibrate. There's things that we could take away from this series. This season and this series. I'm just very disappointed at how we ended the season. How we ended it. Go down fighting. Let this be a tight game, and the game is in the balance, and it's gonna go to the team that's fighting the hardest. Not letting Kolick and the rest of the fucking bench play the last minute and a half. I didn't want that look to end the season. Mm. That means you throwing in the towel. That means you letting your guys get some tick before the end of the season is here, and we wrap it up. That's what that is. Listen, great season. Great season. Absolutely great season. Great teams don't overreact off of situations like this. We were in the conference finals this year. I see a lot of people in the comments, a lot of guys talking about this is the first time as an adult that I've seen the Knicks in the conference finals. So in the summertime, you don't overreact. I'm just being honest. You don't overreact and start talking about fire this dude, trade this nigga, get rid of this person. You don't do that if you're trying to make it back here.
But let's not fast forward to summertime where we think just postseason, like postseason. The draft is coming up. Like, we get to that either in a second, and we got all summer for that shit. I got to start off with Rick Carlisle. I thought what you said with how he played a couple of days ago. How do you count him? Mikal Bridges picking you up 94 feet. Well, after every make or miss, kick that ball out down court before they can set up their defense, before they can set up our defense. They're going to crash the boards. Mitchell Robinson is not sprinting down court. If he does that, we'll tire him out. And they just, maybe the Pacers get tired also playing this kind of pace. It's two blowouts, right? This series. This is not the first blowout we had with them, right? I don't even.
We blew them out in Game 5. Game 4, I think they beat up on us because we won Game 3.
Right. Because Game 2 was close to the Garden, and they had to come back for Game 1, and that was major. A major counter to the starting lineup as well. The starting lineup change was Game 3. So Carlisle, it looks like especially these last 2 out of 3 games, they were kicking the ball up court. And we weren't getting back. And you've been screaming this for three games at least that I can remember. You just, why aren't we getting back? Why aren't we getting back? Why aren't we getting back? And I'm not gonna sit there. There's no way that you're watching film and Thibodeau's not mentioning this to the team. It was horrible. I almost can't blame Mitchell Robinson because he's either going to be setting a pick, dive into the basket. But if you are left at the perimeter on certain plays, you have to go chase Siakam, who's going down court and can finish. Anybody who's not a part of the shooting play, not a part of the crashing the boards, has to go down court. We've seen this in the playoffs before with the Miami Heat. Kevin Love just throwing passes, cross-court passes, inbound passes, didn't matter what it was. We've seen this over and over again with these teams because we have to crash the boards. We feel like to compensate for whatever reason, but we should know how to play and counter. You know, Brunson had a horrible game from the outset. I thought there was just no feel for the game as opposed to game 5 where he just came out, looked like he was in the zone. He just wasn't settling into anything. He couldn't get into his own groove. We were almost in each other's way. It felt like I didn't. Again, you know, we never resolved the Cat and Brunson lineup. What is it? What's the go-to play? I don't see it. I don't know what's going on. When they're on the court, defenses are just the Pacers, the Pistons. You got a young team. You got everybody's young. It feels like that's why I never understood anybody who's just doubting OKC. You know, usually the young teams get outed traditionally in NBA history because you have older teams who might not be as good talent wise, but they get you up out of there because they got the veterans involved. You know, Indiana's young as well. Halliburton played a great game. He played his game. He found his spot in the fourth quarter. And just individually with Brunson, he didn't get it going. And Cat, neither one of them. You know, it's tough. It's tough because, you know, game 4, which we lost, Cat at least had that second quarter he can always go back to. I'm not sure if last game was just all adrenaline, Flea, and this game I'm not gonna lie, he just did not look right. He did not look right. He couldn't get that. I mean, his first step was already horrible, but even the way he was playing defense, I think we can tell when he feels fully healthy with the way that he drops. Because he was dropping way too much, and then he, like what Halliburton did to him in the first half, that step back, and he just like fumbled. The way he kept dropping off of Obi Toppin, it was like 3 straight threes in the first half they hit, and they were in the lead because of all 3 of those threes. Not specifically and only because of them, but and I don't want to give injuries as an excuse, but you know, he didn't look healthy. And I know everyone's gonna get on him. You know, I'm highly critical of him. I was highly critical of the trade, but they're gonna shit on him because of this series. They are. Everyone is. And for me, you know,
I mean, it's about time he had to see how he deals with some adversity, see how he deals with some real criticism. New York City's been loving him for the last 3 years. They've anointed him. I got people running around here telling me Jalen Brunson's the best Knick of all time.
No, not Brunson, Cat. I'm sorry.
Oh, you talking about Cat? Okay,
yeah, Cat. I might have confused.
He'll take some criticism for sure, but it's his first season with us. Like, there's a lot of bright spots with this team. A lot of bright spots. There's definitely things that we could clean up. There's a lot of bright spots with this team.
But I mean, before we get to the future, I just think this is part of the reason why they want him on as a second best player, first best player. The injuries, it's always riddled him. The last 2-3 years in Minnesota, it really hurt him. And again, I'm not gonna refer to last year and say that was the remedy because Randall's been hurt. Randall was hurt. We lost Iheart. This was the answer to losing Iheart. We had to give up Randall, and we were gonna trade Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle initially, which would have been devastating. That would have been dumb if we had traded Mitchell Robinson. Luckily, it didn't go down like that. But even for me, nobody's been more critical of Cat the last 10 years. And even while he's being here, I was going crazy on him. And it's almost like I can't, it's not all the way your fault. They signed you up to be a number 2 at this stage. They knew your injury history. And you may have had your best years statistically with Tom Thibodeau, but they're asking you to play some, drop coverage and then switch that up, and it just wasn't a good game plan for him. Fleet, just like it's you and Brunson, you 2 of the top 25, 30 players in the league easily every season the last 3 years. They ain't figured nothing out, man, for each other. Just for at least for each other. What could they have done? and it was exposed this series. The Cat and Brunson lineup was exposed this series badly. Brunson, I don't know if I spoke on him enough. I'm forgetting my words already, boy. This was bad. We talked about it being a legacy game. We'll probably forget it in the long run if he makes us, if he comes through. But it's part of the reason why we argued about him all the time. And it was like, yo, if you're not gonna play point guard, how do you expect to elevate other people around you?
He never has an advantage on his defender. He's 6'1", he's 6 feet. He's never gonna have the advantage on anybody that's guarding him. He's just crafty, got great footwork, can finish around the rim, and could shoot it. But he's never gonna be able to Nembhard was in his shit tonight. Made everything extremely difficult for him from the catch to the point where he stopped even wanting to bring the basketball up. He stopped even going to the ball when they was taking the ball out of bounds, on sidelines out of bounds plays, on the baseline when we were inbounding off of makes. He didn't even want to catch the ball no more because Nembhard was in the shit. Nembhard had an amazing game on the defensive end for what he did against Jalen Brunson tonight. Snuffed him completely out. Made everything uncomfortable for him. You saying you don't want to jump forward to the future. What the fuck else is there to talk about with this Knicks team? There's a lot, there's so many things that we need to do to be better. We right there, but there's definitely some things we need to do. We relying on Mikal Bridges to initiate offense? Hell no. No. We need another guy that can handle the basketball.
That's been the problem since last season.
Need another ball handler, another reliable ball handler, somebody that can come in the game and just handle the basketball. Fuck everything else. Might not even need you to score. Just be able to play make. Be strong with it. He's not devoid of criticism. He's our best player. Every other best player gets put to the carpet, but now Brunson can't? Nah.
That's
we
the
gotta
thing.
find. Go ahead.
No, that's the thing, David Smith. I don't criticize Brunson. I know when I had enough. I know.
Look at that name that just was said in the chat. Look who said I'd get. Look what somebody just said. I'd get Tyus Jones. What did I say to you in the mid-season, Fabian? What did I say mid-season? If we could upgrade, and I just threw his name out there. That may not be the guy, but I just threw his name out there. Another reliable creator. And I'm not talking about creating a shot. I'm talking about creating for everybody else. Woo! I don't want us to overreact again because there's got to be some balance here right now. We're disappointed because we were in the Eastern Conference Finals with an opportunity to go play for the championship. That's the disappointment. How we played today and not showing up today, that's the disappointment.
All right.
But you got to get here, right?
Right.
We did some great things to be able to put ourselves in this position. So, we could break down this game, but man, I'm sure when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna feel good about the Knicks. We could have been Knicks rehab could have been done a month ago, 2 months ago. This could be very different. So
yeah, I think Mikal Bridges 5 turnovers, like you said. Again, just la. Beautiful, the lovely Darlene Bryant in the building. Fellas, be respectful. Seen some of y'all said what's up. Mikal Bridges just a lot more inbounding the ball. I thought it was similar to a game 4 and 5 where it's just that game plan from Carlisle, just kick the ball out no matter what, increase the speed. It's like with football, it was the no huddle. That's their no huddle offense. Rebound, inbound, doesn't matter. Get that shit down. It was like a skip pass, the skip pass version of an inbound and a rebound. Just keeping the pace going, and they got the people smart enough.
This ain't the only game they did that to us too. They've done that to us the entire series.
Yeah, I think it was game 4, the one that we lost, and maybe game 1 when they came back. And I think they get tired. Like game 5, they probably were tired, bro. Like that shit is tiring to do that. And I think that's the only flaw that the Pacers have to OKC is when we say they're not deep enough. OKC is deep and strong. These are eight guys that are NBA level. Damn, a lot of all defensive, all NBA caliber guys. 2 all NBA caliber dudes, maybe 3, Jalen Williams, SGA, and Chet Holmgren. Possibly 3 all NBA guys. Then you got all defensive guys. Chet Holmgren's on his way there. SGA is damn near there. And of course, Caruso, Lou Dort are there. Jalen Williams is starting to creep around there. And then Kassan Wallace, and just that's really the difference. The Pacers have the IQ, but they're not gonna be able to put the ball on the floor and perform and execute the game plan that OKC has. But you can see what they're gonna try to do against OKC. And we didn't have we didn't have a plan and an objective from the coach from the beginning, from the preseason. How are you going to counter all of Karl Anthony Towns' flaws, the lack of defense? Jalen Brunson's lack of defense is horrid. You got 2 guys out there you have to make up for.
Your 2 best players.
You've been saying that shit the entire season.
All year long, bro. How do you 2 best players?
How do you counter that, Tibbs? How do you make up for that? It has to be on the offensive end to strike as efficiently as possible. But also it took to go down 0-2 in the conference finals to go play 8, 9, 10 guys in the playoffs. We could have done a lot better if Shamet and DeLon Wright, since he got here, maybe campaign mixing in with those guys during the season. You would tell him what not to do. Tyler Kohler could have played more minutes. I'm sorry, like somewhere down the line against some of these bums, he just could have.
I mean, if we were gonna have a better road record than a home record, we might as well have been the lowest seed. What the fuck are we a 3 seed for if we were under 500 in the playoffs at home this year? What the fuck sense does it make to have home court advantage if you can't win games at home? Throughout the entire playoffs, Detroit got 1 at the Garden. Boston got 1 at the Garden, I believe. Indiana got 2 at the Garden. We didn't protect home court.
And there's just no excuse. We are all healthy. Same team that beat us last year. Obviously, we have a different roster. Halliburton's a lot more healthier, I believe. I think, I'm gonna say Cat is not as healthy. I think we know the finger's been hurting all year.
Now there's a knee situation. Now, so
yeah, he looks.
Everybody's banged up. Yo, it's the playoffs, man. It's tomorrow's June 1st. Everybody's banged up at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, but
whoever's playing right now is banged up.
Yeah, but you're supposed to prepare for shit like this.
Yeah.
Even if OG took a bit of a leap offensively this season, also, I'm not sure if Tom Thibodeau really prepared Karl Anthony Towns to be the 3rd best player on the team, because that's what he is to me. He cannot be, and you've asked that from how many times?
The 3rd best player on the team?
You said, can Karl Anthony Towns be the 1st best player on a championship team? And my answer was always like, hell no. then once you say the second best player, I'm like, yo, for me, if you're the second best player, that means when the first best player is not playing well, not in the game, missing games, might be out, you're the best player. That's how I see it. And that's not what I see in Cat. Yes, we saw an MVP performance in December, but Tibbs didn't prepare the team for this is what we need from Cat. Or he's not our second best player. He needs to be our third best player. And this is what we're going to do moving forward. Bridges, he does Tom Thibodeau does a good job of filtering out who wants to play. He does a good job of that. If you pass the who wants to, they have who wants to be a millionaire, who wants to be an NBA player. Tom Thibodeau has a good litmus test for that. If you can't pass this test, 9 times out of 10, you don't belong in the league. That's how I feel about his coaching style. But now these are the NBA guys. How are you preparing them to be where they should be to play at their best? We didn't get that from Bridges this year. And of course, I want to hold him accountable because I didn't know he could bring the ball up like that the way he did this game. He brought the ball up today, crossing over, dribbling left, turning over his left shoulder, right shoulder, just across half court. We didn't see that all year. If I'm not prepared for that as a fan, I know Indiana wasn't prepared for it, but guess who else wasn't prepared for it? His teammates. Thibodeau, you ain't get to see enough of that on film to see the counter for a counter, whatever it is. I'm definitely disappointed, Flea, but I'm with you in terms of I'm already there. Like, bro, they exceeded my expectations. I did not expect them to be in the game 6 of the conference finals. I didn't. We thought Boston would be healthier, but Tatum got hurt. But even with him not being hurt, that was looking like a spanking.
We were on their ass. We were on their ass. So miss me with that Tatum. Get well, Tatum, but miss me with that Tatum was down. We were on their ass. Far Rock, appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah, thank you for becoming a member, bro. Like, this is the stuff that Flea mentioned it earlier, and it kind of like warms my heart. And he said, "We just want to do this full time. We really love this shit." And all you guys in the comments, you're here for that reason. Whether you a hater, you love your team, you want to come in here shit on us. I haven't, I seen, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've seen 1 or 2 comments like that, but
I'm a nut. I'm a nutcase, y'all. As y'all have grown to know, I'm insane. So
yeah, we
might get Flea and Max. You might not. I don't know.
But no, that's Damien. Flamian is crazy.
Dog.
The snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. How you gonna see him if you living in the fog?
Flamian is crazy. Don't do that again.
It was too off the.
It was too crazy.
Nah, Flamian is bananas.
Flamian is crazy. It's crazy.
You monkey brains your chill. Yeah, we always gotta get to a point of laughing. Can't wait till all ball gets in here and gets too serious. Oh my god. Yo, how did that happen? We did not plan that. Every time we start laughing, ball suckers. He comes right in the bit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Are we live? DJ True Skills. Yo, I feel fucked up because I didn't send DJ True Skills his email yet. I apologize for that, man. Just trying to figure out the website, trying to figure everything out. All ball. See the Pacers still celebrating here on TNT. Defeat the Knicks, beat down the Knicks. You were in the building actually for the watch party, the New York Knicks watch party at the Garden. How you feeling about this game, man? The series, the season?
I just gotta be honest with y'all. I'm done. I'm done being a Knicks fan, bro. I'm done. Until we get a legit superstar, I'm done. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm still gonna always be on Knicks rehab, but yeah, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Nah. I've never had anxiety in my life until the last 3 years. Fucking with the Knicks. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm just done. Great players, special players. They thirst for moments like tonight. They don't fumble. Everybody was terrible except OG. Mitchell Robinson, of course, did what he could. But for Cat, Bridges, Hart, and Brunson to do what they did tonight, I'm done. I'm done. I will always love the game of basketball. I'm serious. Nobody loves the game more than me. But as a Knicks fan, at this moment, I don't know what the future looks like. I won't root against them, but I'm not rooting for them no more. I'm not doing that to myself no more. 47 years old. And this has been going on probably since I was like 15, 16 maybe. So this is 30 years. And for me, it's how you lose. It's how you lose. How do you wait till one of the most important games in Knicks history in the past 25 plus years to lose to the Pacers? Can't nobody sell me on the Pacers being a good team. We lost to the bench players. We lost to the bench players. The bench beat us. Obi Toppin and the big man, I think Baker, whatever his name is, that's who beat us tonight. And then Halliburton just sealed the deal with about 9 or 10 floaters in a row. All of a sudden, Bridges don't know how to play defense. All of a sudden, Cat is a bitch. All of a sudden, Brunson turns the ball over and looks like a deer in headlights. I'm done, bro. I'm done. That was the worst watch party I've ever been to. Ever been to. They screamed one time, and that was when it was 2-0 when Brunson scored the basketball. Horrendous. It's just, listen, and this was my problem last year. When everybody was so in love with DiVincenzo and Hartenstein and Hart, couldn't win in Game 7. Now you fully healthy. You can't beat the Pacers? Miss me with how good the Pacers is. I seen them last season when they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got swept. So for me, I'm done. I'm done. Until they get rid of Tibbs, and I'm going to be honest, everybody can go. Everybody can go. Everybody can go. People could tell me I'm exaggerating. I'm cool. Let me exaggerate. I'm not arguing with nobody tonight. I love my brothers up here more than they know. I'm not arguing with none of them tonight. I'm keeping my word. I don't want to see the chat. No disrespect. I don't care about the chat tonight. I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I don't understand. I don't understand how you look across and know you're better than somebody, but you just can't defeat them. Brunson is better than Halliburton. Cat is better than Siakam. OG is better than Naismith. Bridges should be better than the fake little nigga that look like me. But we can't get one stop. How many fast break? Like, bro, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done. Like I said, I'm not going to root against them because I'm a New Yorker to the core. But I'm not rooting for them no more, Fabian. I'm done. Sorry. Now, like I said, I don't know what the future holds, but at this point, I'm done, bro. I'm done. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. From the coaching to the players, embarrassing. If I'm Tibbs, I don't want to coach that no more. And I can't stand Tibbs. If I'm Tom Thibodeau, I don't want to coach that no more. Y'all gave up on y'all coach tonight. Straight up. Cat never looked like he wanted to be in the game. Brunson never looked like he wanted to be in the game. The only two players that looked like they came to play was OG and Mitchell Robinson. Bridges doing what Bridges do. I pray to God nobody gives him a max contract. But they quit on Tibbs tonight when they had a chance to make history and go out on their shield. Jordan, Kobe, Braun, Curry, they don't go out. Magic, they wouldn't go out like this. I'm sorry. I was wrong about my guys. Fuck them all. Sorry. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. I know my brothers disagree with me. I love y'all. Let me have my moment. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. I love y'all too much. But fuck the Knicks at this point. I'm sorry. I may feel different tomorrow, but right now, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, bro. Tonight it had nothing to do with the refs. It ain't have nothing to do with nothing. It's just horrendous. Horrendous. It's no excuse. And I'm tired of us on Knicks Rehab making excuses for them. It's no excuse. Cat can't close out. The pick and roll, like I said, you know, we were so excited to get Bridges. He had maybe 2 to maybe 3, 4 highlights on the defensive end the whole season, including the playoffs. Maybe 4. So we talking 82 games plus the playoffs. So maybe out of 100 games, Mikal Bridges may have had 4 great defensive plays. Right. In the words of Gilly the Kid. Right. Right. I'm done, bro. I'm done. Floors y'all my brothers, but downtown was quiet. In that building, quiet, disappointing. You know me, I sit and talk to the people. Disappointing. Man, listen, young kid next to me was water in his eyes. All his mama kept saying was, you gotta believe. I'm looking at this lady like, bitch, you was out your mind. This shit is over. Flea, I'm dead serious. Y'all know I'm upset. I didn't record nothing. There was no content to record. Flea, the lady is dancing. We down 16. Flea, the lady is.
Your mind is crazy.
Flea, you see, I ain't even laughing. That's how you know I'm not trolling.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. Oh shit!
And then to top it off, the 2 and the 3 train don't work.
Oh,
so I
shit.
gotta take the 8 train. Hold on.
Man.
To top it off, the 2 and the 3 train don't work. I gotta take the 8 and get the bus across town. Then I'm so upset. I want my butter pecan ice cream. I go to 4 stores. They don't have it. The last store, I curse the guy out because he ain't got no butter pecan ice cream. This might be the worst day I've ever had in my life.
That's not his fault, OG. Nigga didn't have butter pecan. You about to slap the shit out of the dog. He about to slap the shit out of. Why I gotta get slapped because he ain't got no butter pecan?
I'm done.
I'm
done.
Man, that's fucking funny, man. Oh,
I'm watching a lady. I'm watching the lady go like this. We down 16. I'm like, yo, miss, please, please stop. please, please stop. Please.
You gotta believe it's man funny. While her son is crying. Little nigga crying. You gotta believe, baby.
Wow. I'm not even watching the finals. I'm not watching that. I'm not even watching that.
Shit, man.
I'm not watching no highlights. I don't want to hear nobody. This whole next week, we back to being trolled again and being the butt of every joke. Come on, man. Come on, man. We ain't put up no fight, man. We didn't flee. We didn't put up a fight. And that's just the only thing I'm embarrassed about. Just give me 30 seconds. I always say, it doesn't matter how you win or lose. It's how you win or lose. We didn't put up a fight. Backs against the wall. We got the best player out of both teams. We got the clutch player of the year. 2 All-Stars, all NBA. And we let a bootleg me have 6 steals? Turnover after turnover? Fast break after fast. You would think I would be happy that they gave up on Tibbs because I don't like Tibbs. Tibbs ain't deserved this tonight. Nobody deserves that. That whole game, I don't care what nobody say. No coach deserves that. The fans, us, don't deserve that, bro. No disrespect. When you're a Knick, you do not get that love nowhere else. Hart, Brunson, OG, Bridges, Cat, Randall, Hartenstein, DiVincenzo. You motherfuckers was made with that blue and orange, bro. And y'all let the whole city down. It ain't like it went into overtime or down to the wire. You got embarrassed by bench players.
I just got to feel really good for Obi Toppin to play his ass off because he had a hell of a game tonight. The way he played tonight, the way he, continued to expose to the world that Karl Anthony Towns is a shit defender. Like, to do it against a team that got rid of you, to do it against a guy that didn't really have faith in you, right? Tibbs didn't believe that he was a guy that could play for him. And to play the way he played in a closeout game against his former team, like, yeah, big shout out to Obi Toppin, man. He was a huge piece for them tonight.
And before you got on AllBall, I was saying, just Rick Carlisle, he answered, the bell from Game 5. He just responded by throwing the ball down court, and countering what Flea was saying, exposing and exploiting what Flea was saying the whole series. Yo, are we gonna get back on defense on a made basket? That's the other thing with we attempt the layup or we make the layup and we look for the foul by falling on the floor, and they expose all that shit. All the crying to the refs, that's how it gets exposed. That's how it gets exposed. What are you doing to really, give full throttle championship effort just on the court? You're looking to get bailed out. Karl Anthony Towns did not look right. He looked hurt to me, and I've been shitting on him all year long, or I criticize him when needed and when I feel like I needed to. But he was also falling on the floor looking for calls. But him and Mitchell Robinson being in the front court, the Pacers just said, you know what? I dare y'all to sprint down court after we get the ball in our hands. And they were just getting exposed on that end. OG, I love OG. I think he proved himself to another level. He exceeded my expectations on the offensive end this season. Defensively, he's that dude. But Mikal Bridges has been, this is beyond disappointing. This is just disappointing, flat out disappointing. Just flat out disappointing. Josh Hart, I give the ball back to AllBall for Josh Hart, because I just think Mikal Bridges has to be called to the carpet, because you called out the coach and you didn't counter all this. He gave you the rest that you were looking for in this series, by the way. All that shit you were talking mid-season, and you said, yo, the starters can't play all these minutes. Well, it happened when it mattered most. I'll give Tibbs his credit, even though it's like a halfway effort, because you weren't doing it all year, but he did do it when it mattered. You have 4 chances, 4 games to win with the style that you wanted, which is to get some rest in between. And this was piss poor. How many layups did he miss? How many layups did Mikal Bridges turn into a fadeaway 18-footer somehow? And he started off in the paint, but ends up in the 3-point like he's shooting a fadeaway. It's disgusting what he did, to be honest with you. Defensively, he had that one good game in Game 5 against Halliburton, and that's it. He had one good block today, but these are moments compared to what we needed him throughout the season, fellas. So it is the players, but when you start breaking it down, that trade was awful. And because of this performance, Flea.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Julius Randle flame out against Oklahoma City this year. Perform the same way he's performed on a regular basis in the playoffs. I watched Dante DiVincenzo struggle as well. Like, Hartenstein is about to hoist the trophy, because I fully believe OKC is going to be champions. So, he went and got some big money, and he's a champion. So big shout out to him. So I'm saying all that to say that I don't think last year's team would have put us in any better position right now. Like, if we're in the Eastern Conference Finals with that team, do we beat this Indiana Pacer team? I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. That team didn't have the type of firepower that we need to even compete with this team, scoring wise. When we're able to put the ball in the basket, when we play the way we played in Game 5, I don't think there's a team in the NBA that could beat us because we just played. Everything was clicking. But you know, I'm not where OG is. I can understand his sentiments. I'm not there where I'm done. I think this is disappointing because we have been watching the maturation over the last 3 years. We haven't even been able to celebrate this team the way we celebrating them over the last 3 to 5 years, you know, for a long time. So to say that we can't be optimistic about what could happen going forward is kind of crazy to me. All we've done is continue to just get better and better since Brunson walked through the door. So now we go back. Now we go and figure out, okay, what's the next move? We know this team ain't afraid to make it moves. We've been making trades for the last year to get to this spot. We made trades all year long to beat Boston. Well, we fucking beat Boston. They talked about putting this team together so we could compete against Boston. We beat them. So found ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals. We don't beat Indiana. I'm disappointed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that we didn't show up tonight. But, you know, again, I understand where OG is at, but I can't jump that far because I know that I ain't been able to celebrate this team the way we've been celebrating them for the last couple of years. So we gonna bail now? I can't bail now.
I mean, I respect you, man. It's, you know, but for me, it's just, I'm gonna repeat it. I'm done. Like, let this sink in real quick. New York, biggest market in the world. Knicks, one of the best franchise, one of the most historic franchises in the world. I never thought Milwaukee or Denver would get a championship before us. Now, Indiana and OKC has an opportunity to get a championship before us. The opportunity was there. And we failed. We failed. We failed as an organization. And it's no excuse. We didn't lose to a better team. We played like, in Flea's word, dog shit. And it's, to me, unacceptable. The greats would not have done this. Would not have done this.
They're not the greats, though. You know that?
No. Flea, once again, the way I rave and ran about Brunson.
Okay. All right. I got it.
That's all I'm saying. So when you win, and for me, I gotta call a spade a spade. I laugh and joke and troll and call everybody else out. I gotta call my guy out. When you clutch player of the year and, you know, with Jordan numbers in the playoffs and, yo, if Brunson got the ball in his hands and the game is close, you could wrap it up. The Knicks gonna win. And you play how you played tonight. I'm not trying to be funny. You and Cat look like y'all threw the game. That's how bad y'all was. Cat and Brunt, I don't give a fuck about Bridges. Let's just be realistic. That's why I don't even mention him right now. Because that was expected. I don't even expect nothing from Bridges. That's how bad and inconsistent he was all season. But Cat and Brunson tonight, I watched that game and said to myself, somebody paid y'all off? Y'all owe somebody? Did John Gotti raise from the dead and approach y'all? Like, how do you play that bad? I'm looking at Brunson going, you let these niggas lock you up? Like, I'm done, man. I don't know what the future holds for the Knicks, but Tom Thibodeau should not be the head coach. Bridges should not be there no more. And I'm gonna be honest, Cat could get the fuck out of here. We tried it, it didn't work. Bye. I vouched for this trade for years. Bye. I don't see him getting better. I don't see him getting tougher. Bye. Bye. Bridges, I don't give a fuck who you get rid of him for. Bye. And Brunson, how much money these niggas supposed to be getting again? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hold on. Josh Hart, bye. Bye. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Feliz Navidad, or everything. Bye. Flea, I'm not arguing with you, Flea. Let me have my moments. Had nothing to do with you.
I have nothing. I got nothing. The floor is yours, OG. I got nothing.
Listen.
Oh man.
What will people say? The Knicks is nicking.
Fuck them. Cause it's a joke like that. Like you talk about the Knicks is nicking. We made the conference finals. The fuck are we talking about?
Come on, Flea. Flea, you can't have an opportunity to get to the finals and you lay an egg like this, Flea.
For sure.
You know that.
I don't like the way we played tonight. It's terrible.
Forget tonight, we was the better team, the better record, the better players. We had home court advantage. We lose the first 2 games at home. Flea, it's unacceptable, bro.
It is. But this thing about they the better players, we got the better players. That may be true. But they played better. The team played better. And it's no surprise that they played better. You keep talking about this team got smacked in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Well, these niggas is pros. You don't expect them to be better the next year? They got their ass kicked. To be honest, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals last year, if Jaylen Brown don't hit that shot, they win game 1 of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. If Jaylen Brown don't hit that shot in the corner, the Pacers win game 1 on the road. Like, so this team being together another year with a really great coach, they was better than us. They played better than us. We may have the better players. We're more talented, top heavy. But when they look at them 1 through 9 or 1 through 10, and they look at us 1 through 10, shit gets mucky after 5 for us. They had Obi Toppin hitting threes tonight. Thomas Bryant was 3 for 3 tonight.
Well, that was my question when we made the trade, the Karl Anthony Towns trade, because again, there is no comparing the team to last year. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what anybody says. That team last year was way better than this team, way more balanced. You don't give Tom Thibodeau an excuse to not play 8-9 men during the damn season, let alone the playoffs. This year, when the cat trade happened, I understand they had to make up for, Ihar being gone. You have to give it a Randall to upgrade. But the first question, once I got over the damn trade, was Tom Thibodeau's gonna coach this team? Where do y'all see this going? These ain't defensive guys. So how is this team what are we gonna do to make this work? And we got exposed. And it wasn't because Boston was going to be healthy, because even healthy, we could have beaten them, even if Porzingis and this guy was healthy. I know Holiday was hurt too, but all this shit about OKC automatically winning the championship too, they're in position to win. That's the part that I'm a little peeved at, because we saw injuries happen last year and Boston winning the championship. So why can't the Pacers get lucky too with that shit? Just saying. And we could have been in the same position had we held up. Now, I got to give AllBall his credit, because all season he was saying if Tibbs coaches them a certain way, we could win the championship. I didn't believe that shit until the playoffs when we were starting to beat Boston. Hold on. I'm seeing something here. Then he finally changed up after 2 games, and it's like, yo, damn, this shit might not work, because now you're in the Final 4, Eastern Conference Finals. Every team you play, the next 2 teams you play, they're already been playing like this all year long. They know exactly who is who, what's what their roles are. They are defined. We were playing guys, their roles weren't defined this year. Landry Shamet's role was not defined. Campaign finally got benched after game 2 when me and you, Flea, laughed at the signing in the summertime. We laughed at Shamet too, but he showed improved since he's been here. He hurt his shoulder and still worked his way back. He missed the first 2-3 months of the season and worked his way back to that team. And this guy Tibbs is still like, nah, I'm just gonna go Roman 7, guys, against Rick Carlisle, how much do you have to prepare for the fact that they run 9-10 guys in the regular season, in the playoffs, against the title contenders and consensus title contenders in the Cavs and the Celtics? Either or, they were going to play up again, play them. That's how the Pacers play. And your answer was, I'm going to go with 7 guys. Tom Thibodeau definitely has to go. There's no way we're not looking at it elsewhere. I don't care if it's the assistant coach. I don't know how to say his name for OKC. There's 2 guys on there. And they definitely have to hedge for the guy at BYU. That's how you say it, Flea, from the Mormon University. That's disrespectful. I'm being serious.
No, I'm just not being disrespectful. You're gonna go get John Smith to come in here next year and coach us, a ready-made team? You're gonna go get Joe Blow to come in here and coach us?
That's not Joe Blow.
The fuck I hate when we get into this bag, and now we in the conference finals, and now we want to, check this out. Especially y'all. Good teams don't just do overhauls and expect to get back there the next season. That don't happen. So yeah, we could be emotional right now.
Overhauls in terms of what? The team or the coach?
Hold on. We could be emotional right now. That's fine. But at the end of the day, good teams don't do complete overhauls in the summertime and then come back the next season, completely different team, completely different coach. And now we're gonna get back to the Eastern Conference Finals again. That's what we're gonna do.
But I'm trying to stick to the complete overhaul in terms of what the whole. I'm not doing a whole squad. You already got this squad. You could trade bust so many people.
Right.
So I'm not with that. I'm saying if we could have won a chip with this squad, I'm now believing it because I'm seeing this guy play 8-9 guys, but he just didn't stagger them right. It was evident, bro. These guys, it's 7 guys on the Pacers that, come on, man. They don't match up against us. They can't match up against Deuce. How did Deuce not play more minutes this series? Deuce and Mitch, like, these are things I'm just, come on, man. I know I'm not an NBA ready coach, none of that shit. But there's guys out there in the league right now who understand this game, this era right now, today. Tibbs is not that guy. He's not. It's been 15, 20 years. You're still trying to, remember we went through the stats the other day. Shaq played 42 minutes in the game. They don't do that anymore. The Pacers don't do that. These guys don't play 40 minutes. But you decide, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to just let these guys run to the ground. Wow. That's all a mindset. And I don't think you need a superstellar or a coach to do all that shit. That's their job to really vet them and do that. And I think they have the wherewithal. We could trust these guys to do that because, again, I didn't like the trade, but I was proven wrong. I'm proven wrong. We were 2 games away from the championship. I didn't expect that, especially with a team that I didn't like to begin with.
So who gets the credit for being 2 games away from being in the championship? Like, who gets any of that? Like, we got to figure out something. Like, there's got to. Like, I'm always talking about balance, so there's got to be something to say for that. We got hit by luck. We got hit by like how did we get somewhere we ain't been in 25? How does that happen?
If we're implying that Thibodeau deserves credit.
No, I'm asking a question. I said, who does? I don't give a fuck about Tibbs. Who does? How did we get here? Is what I'm asking. How do we get here in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals? How do we get here? That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. Fucking crickets. Because ain't nobody gonna tell me how we got here. Y'all gonna tell me.
If I tell you why, you're gonna disagree with it anyway. Just like
that's
you
fine.
continue
I
to
disagree, but tell me how we got here.
No. But it doesn't. To be honest, to say it, you're not gonna agree with it. Just like you still don't agree. Tom Thibodeau is not the coach for this team. You still don't agree with that.
Just because I don't agree with it, don't mean that y'all too in the comments told me don't control niggas when they want to talk about Tibbs. So niggas talk about Tibbs, but I don't agree. You're not going to tell me John Smith from BYU is going to come in next year and we're going to be right back in the Eastern Conference Finals.
So, his name, hold on. His name is Kevin Young. He was the most. Hold on. Hang on. See, Flea. This is where you're dead wrong. He's the most coveted assistant coach before he went to BYU. He's the reason why.
So what?
No.
So fucking what?
You say so what, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, so what?
Coveted by who?
So what about Tibbs' last 5 years, and we went to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Coveted by who?
So what? We could have won with him last year in the finals. Magic Johnson got homeboy fired the year after they won a championship. Yes, we could fire him. Yes, that he could go. What you mean, so what? So what to Tibbs, bro? This shit is him. He decided to change his whole game plan in the middle of the Eastern Conference Finals after being down 0-2. He did that. We can this kid proven. That shit is case closed for his ass. He's done. His name is not no damn John Smith. It's Kevin Young, bro. Put some respect on his fucking name.
I'm not putting no fucking respect on the nigga name that ain't never coached in the NBA, nigga.
Bro,
fuck
he was
Kevin Young.
How you gonna say
y'all
that?
Be so quick. Y'all be so
how you gonna say that?
Y'all be so quick to throw names the fuck around, but don't. We ain't been here. We've never been here.
So what?
We didn't been you.
So what?
I didn't have kids the last time we was here, nigga.
So
what the fuck were you doing 25 years ago?
So what?
What the fuck are y'all niggas talking about?
So what?
What are we talking about?
So what? Mike Deneau was an assistant coach. What you talking about right now? Nick Nurse was an assistant coach. All these guys were assistant coaches. They weren't coaches.
So tell me who it is. Tell me who it is.
I just gave you a name.
Because it ain't out there. Because
I just gave you a name. The kid, Kevin Young, the same dude. He's the reason why the rookies going there this year, the freshmen.
I'm getting too, hold on. I'm getting too hung up on like going back and forth about Tibbs. My point is this. If we bring somebody in next year, what is the expectation? Fuck Tibbs. If we bring in Kevin Young, if we bring in Phil Jackson, if we bring in Eric Spoelstra, what the fuck is the expectation for next year? Geniuses, tell me, what's the expectation for next year when we bring in the coach y'all want?
For me, it gotta be championship.
Help me.
Fleet. All right, hold on, D. You gotta let us respond.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. I want to hear.
So for me, it should always be championship or bust. Everybody laughed at me when I said we can win a championship. I said the only thing that's going to hold us back, I've been consistent all season. I said Tibbs has to coach his ass off. Tibbs does not get credit for getting us to the Eastern Conference Finals when you wreck the bed like this. Okay, you want to give him credit, cool, but then his credit gets taken right away when you do what you did in this series. We lost to a team that is not better than us. How do you beat Boston, who people said we was going to win one game? We beat them healthy at home twice. We was up 9 when Tatum went down. So we was looking like we was taking control of that series. To get to the conference finals and wet the bed against the Pacers? I don't understand how a person can defend that. I just don't. So for me,
I'm not defending that. I wish I would understand my point. I'm
hold on.
with y'all.
Flea, every time we bring up a coach's name, you disagree. Flea, we just told you it should be championship.
And what's gonna happen when we don't? What's gonna happen when we don't with the new nigga?
We'll break down this why for the same reason we break down Tibbs, bro.
That is my point. That is my point. At the end of the day, these niggas on the basketball court gotta play. They gotta play. And our two best players didn't come to fucking play tonight. That is why we lost tonight's game. That is why. So my complete point is that we could bring anybody in here. I keep talking about legendary coaches because we could bring the best of the best. The OG's favorite choice, your favorite choice, whoever they bring in, at the end of the day, these guys got to play. And when you show up in a game 6, knowing that we played the way we played in game 5, I don't want to hear shit about the coach at this juncture.
Nah, that Flea, you can't. Hold on. No. Hold on, Flea. We blame the players. They take all accountability, but we are not going to ignore the coaching. I'm not going to allow you to do that. I agree with you.
Not tonight.
Flea, everybody. No, I disagree, Flea. Everybody gets blamed tonight. The players get more blame, but everybody gets blamed tonight, Flea. It looked like we wasn't ready. Once again, defense is horrific.
And if it's game 6 of if it's game 6 and it's May 31st, what else is Tim supposed to have these guys ready if we're in a war right now?
Flea, once again, I agree with you.
Y'all overstating coaching. I think that's what y'all overstating coaching at this point.
Flea, you cannot. Flea, we cannot ignore. Flea, I agree with you once again. The players, I give the majority of the blame. But we are not going to just ignore coaching. No, we can't do that. We can't.
I am not saying that. Only reason I'm responding because y'all not understanding what I'm saying. I would shut up if y'all understood what I'm really saying. All I'm saying is that if we fire the coach, we could bring anybody in here. Anybody.
Okay.
If Cat is not going to play up to his potential, that is not on Mike Malone. That's not on him. They fired Mike Malone. They fired Mike Malone this year. Why they fire Mike Malone this year?
For similar reasons for Tom Thibodeau, bro. He was.
But help me understand. Why did they fire him?
They were overplaying Westbrook. They didn't want to listen to the players. It's a lot of similar. They were running the same shit that they didn't want to keep doing. Playing too many minutes.
After they won a championship with the way he does things.
Bro, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
The front office doesn't handle their business.
Correct. You're right about
winning
that.
A championship.
Definitely.
So now he looks like a bad coach because he brings in a guy that's nothing but energy. He's gonna overplay the guy that's gonna play with energy because Michael Porter Jr. Can't get him to rebound. Can't get him to do shit.
But look at
you overplay this guy, and now he's not a good coach, so we got to get rid of him.
But look at the parallels. Westbrook and Josh Hart. They're overplaying him because they're an extension of what the coach's spirit of his. We get it. I understand why you want Josh Hart out there. He's the guy that he's a logo for your effort. I'm with you, but that's wrong. That's not leading to victories. We're playing Monopoly. I don't care what game you play with, Monopoly, whatever. I'm gonna be across the table. Like I'm trying to work with Flea across the table so we can get AllBall out of here. Now it's me and you mano a mano. Why are you doing that? Why are you buying Boardwalk right now? No, let me buy that shit. I got the bread. I got the bank. Get him out. Why are you putting Westbrook in the game? Why are you putting Josh Hart in the game? They don't want to play with him. And it's not even that they're verbally saying it, they're physically saying it on the court, the production, the results. It's telling you that. And Tibbs knows what to say. He knows what the thought process is. The game's going to tell you the game what to do. And he still doesn't do it. And it's not like we don't have a better team or more talent than Denver. We do. That's part of the problem. So if you're saying another coach comes in here, and I'm not going to blame them either because we lose, because I think we can win with this roster now. If there's anything that happened is we won and got here in spite of Tibbs. Damn, if somebody else comes in here and they were coaching, we should win. That of course I expect that, Flea. We didn't absolve any of the players. That's the part I think you're missing. We ain't saying that we can't blame. All we did was shit on Brunson, Hart, Cat tonight. Bridges. We've been shitting on him all year. We've been shitting on Bridges the entire season. How many times do we have to hear 5 draft picks? That's since he got here. They've been saying 5 draft picks. That's it. So to say that we're just blaming Tibbs, everybody gets smoked. But Tibbs is the orchestrator. You're the manager of these guys. You're the one who's supposed to instill the most confidence. You said it early on, Flea, from the rip. How the hell do we look like a totally different team from game 5 to game 6? How is that not coaching? How did the Pacers turn that around? They look like a different team from game 5 to game 6 because Carlisle knows each and every one of them players what they're supposed to do. Obi Toppin is not going to play 30, 40 minutes. No, you play 20 minutes. You're going to get these shots. You're going to outwork Cat. You see Cat dropping, go work him. He can't guard you.
The spirit that we played with in game 5 goes to no credit of Tibbs. That's not
he gave him his props.
No, I'm saying for me, that's not a credit to Tibbs. That's a credit to the guys coming out knowing that this is an elimination game and you want to get punted at the crib. No, we're going to do some different things tonight so that we don't lose the game.
Nah, but no. Flea, I disagree with that.
Okay.
Because game 5, he was, again, games 3 through 6, he changed the lineup. Now you got 9 guys in the game, 8 guys in the game. And on top of that, all right, Mitch, you sit down. We're going to put this guy in the game. Cat, you got 2 fouls. I'm going to throw Josh Hart in the game. Then Deuce comes in later on. Mitch, you sit down. I'm going to put Precious in the game. He didn't play Precious until game 3 for 2 minutes. Then he played 4 minutes. Like, it's too late. And I said the same thing after the Philly series last year, and we won the series. So I don't want to hear shit when it comes to me. I earned all my credibility when I said we won that series, but we should have swept them. I don't know what Tibbs was doing. Why are you playing Achua in game 4? That's his decision making.
For OG to be back. For OG to be back in good graces with the New York Knicks, we would have to come back next year and win a championship. So what I am saying right now is, how do we accomplish that? Because we can't go backwards at this point, right? We would not like to. I mean, we can't control that, but we would like to be in the Final Four at this time next year. What I'm saying is, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that if we bring in a coach that we don't know what we're going to get? If we move plays, we don't. The good teams little tinkering, not overhauls, and then come back and the Pacers have been fine-tuning this thing for the last 2 or 3 years like us. They traded for Halliburton. They traded for Siakam. They traded for Obi Toppin. They traded for Naismith from Boston. They drafted Nemhard. They've been building this thing too. So I'm saying, like,
that's a fact.
They went and got Carlisle. I don't know if he's the right. They don't know if he's the right coach or not, but they went and got him, and now these niggas in the NBA Finals. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. I'm with y'all, man. I'm with y'all. If there's a time for a coaching change, let's do it. But usually coaching changes mean we going like this. We got to be ready. If the players that we still got, we might go backwards. I'll be okay with that.
I think in this conversation, nobody is wrong. Both of y'all are making great points. You know, like you said, it's just an emotional night. But for me, you know, at this point, I really am done. Until the Knicks make the right moves, which I thought was this season, for me, Bridges and Tibbs has to go. I'm sorry. You know, and Flea, I agree with you. There does have to be a plan in place. I agree with that with anything in life. You know, when you at a certain age, you're an adult. You can't just be winging shit. So when you say that, I understand totally. But we have to be honest. The landscape of the league today and how it's being played, Tom Thibodeau cannot compete. He just can't. When Game 5 when we won, Halliburton walked off the court smiling.
He did. He did.
So, Siakam got the MVP.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what RP just sent me.
I mean, Siakam had 230 balls this series.
I don't even want to see that shit, bro.
Nah, he had 230 balls this series. He hooped this series. I didn't expect that though, but
let me know when that shit off the screen. That shit's still on screen? Oh yeah, I'm not watching that.
You good.
I'm not watching the finals, but yeah, Flea, you know, for me, you know,
hold on, before you go. Hold on, before you go, I want to ask you something real quick. You can answer real fast. When's the next time you're gonna watch basketball?
Probably the beginning of the season. I'm not watching the finals. I'm not watching the finals. I'll come up here with my brothers.
Chat.
Do the best I can.
Chat. Fabian, don't let this brother lie to y'all, man. Do not let this brother lie. He loves basketball entirely too much. He loves basketball entirely too much, y'all.
Yo, listen, these niggas broke my spirit tonight. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, bro, it's how you lose.
Mm-hmm.
When you watching just Brunson can't get the ball across half and he getting ripped and throwing turn, like when you watching Cat, just like when you see him Bridges, like they broke my spirit. Like literally, it's like, what happened? I'm just saying, for me, how does that happen when it's an elimination game? I listen, no disrespect to anybody that played that level and was great. But when you're great, that don't happen. I'm sorry. You go out on your shield. You know what? If we gonna get our ass kicked, I'm gonna get 40 on these niggas. We was horrific. And it's just mind-boggling that this is what the Knicks have been doing since I've been a Knicks fan. And Flea, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of having my hopes up here, and they just knock us down year after year after year. I'm at the watch party, and I'm telling people, I'm going, yo, y'all been Knicks fans for 5 years, because a lot of them is in there young. Like, yo, bro, it's been 30 years for some of us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we went against Houston and San Diego, we about to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been 30 years to the point where we've been so bad at times where a nigga ain't even watched the Knicks for a couple seasons. To the point where it's like, I don't even know who on the team. When it started getting to the weird teams. Like, what? Who them niggas? I'm not watching that. So for me, for us to have an opportunity to get to the finals, for all season, for everybody to say the only way the Knicks can get to the finals is if they could duck Cleveland or Boston, or somebody knock one of them off. Everything went our way, and the only team standing in our way is the Indiana Pacers, and we lose in 6 games. Not in 7 games, not in a dogfight, not in a, you know how you play a series where you still earn respect? We ain't earned no respect in this series, Fleet. We lost respect. Think about the whole basketball world. This series, we lost respect. How was that possible?
You put it in perspective. Big shout out to our brother Fabian PerspecTV, right? You put it in perspective, and we lost to them in 7 games last year. We lost to them in 6 games in 2013. We lost to them in 6 games in 2000. We haven't beat this team in the playoffs in 25 years.
It's crazy.
The last time we beat this team, we went to the finals in 99. And some of the people in the chat may have not even been alive.
Yo, we lost to the Pacers,
I was a child. I was a teenager. Like, so it's not I totally agree. I just sat here and thought about it. I'm like, shit, we lost this shit to them. We lost last year to them. When Melo got his shot blocked by Roy fucking Hibbert, we lost to them that year.
Yo, we were even trying to knee people in the nuts today. That shit was
They
crazy.
was unethical hoops, man. These niggas is OG need the nigga in the nuts, and then Cat did it like 2 or 3 plays later.
Yo,
unethical hoops, man.
Cat and Brunson tonight. That's some of the worst basketball I've seen by, a team from their 2 best players. Cat and Brunson was so difficult to watch tonight. Like I said, today is Saturday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, I go back to see what they said on the podium, because I just want to hear what the fuck, like, what? Like what happened? It's inexcusable, fellas. I'm sorry. It's inexcusable. You cannot perform like that tonight and don't expect furniture to be moved from the coaching to some of the players. I'm being honest. For me, as a fan, it went from Brunson is untouchable to now nobody's untouchable. I'm sorry. A lot of these guys is going to be getting a lot of money. And when you do what you did tonight, not against a fully loaded Cleveland team, not against a fully loaded Boston team, against the Pacers. Flea, I love you, but I don't respect the Pacers. Are they a good team? Yes. But we just played bad basketball. You're not going to beat nobody if you turning the ball over 15 to 20 times a game, 10 times and a half. Not going to beat nobody if you can't get no stops. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, but that's why I disagree with you, because it goes to me. That's the coaching part that we already argued about. Like Rick Carlisle's been here, done that too many times.
Correct.
Too many times. Like that guy, I've always gave him his props. I always call him Jim Carrey. Look like Jim Carrey. Just he sees it. He's like, yo, man, Mitchell Robinson, that's the guy, right? We're gonna play fast. I dare him to keep. You only playing 20 minutes. You ain't playing 35, 40 minutes, Mitch. You got 20 minutes of that.
Get up and down. You're right, Fabian. He can't,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he couldn't get back.
You just sitting there just as a coach. He's a coach. We give Spoelstra. We glazing Spoelstra all the fucking time. Rick Carlisle does not get. This is his 2nd championship appearance, and it should have been 3 or 4 already. Because we always get as much as we shit on Doc Rivers, as much as you laugh at my replacement for Tibbs, Flea. Let's point to, like you said, these are the guys that like you know how much I would have loved Rick Carlisle when he was available. When he retired from Dallas, he quit on Luka. This guy he quit Luka Doncic.
I'm good.
Hold on. He's getting to the finals just like Luka did. Because they're gonna try to say Luka got here after Rick Carlisle left. Okay, I went somewhere else and I made a new team. Now what? He made another Hove. How about that?
Steven Jackson just said that he's played for great coaches, right? He played for a bunch of great coaches, but he said that the best X's and O's guy that he's ever played under is Rick Carlisle. And Stack won a championship with Pop. But he said the best X's and O's guy that he played under was Rick Carlisle. A lot of guys say a lot of great things about Rick Carlisle. He's coached a lot of great teams, like a lot of different teams that were great. He's been the head coach of them. If you go back and look at some of the teams that he was the head coach of, you're like, oh shit, he had this team. He had the Malice in the Palace team, I believe. Yes. If I'm right or wrong.
Yeah,
yes.
They were a championship contender.
They was a championship level team, right?
That's,
so
that's when Steven Jackson played for him.
Right. So this is his second stint in Indiana, right? And people didn't even think about that, right?
Well, his second as a head coach, third, he was under Larry Brown.
Right, he was under
Larry Bird.
He was under Bird. You're absolutely right. So, 100% right. He did a phenomenal job coaching this series. Absolutely made Thibodeau make an adjustment. So he clearly outcoached Tibbs in this series. And I think we gotta, going back to the drawing board means that we don't have anything of any semblance of anything to work on. And I think we do. So I don't know if it's going back to the drawing board, but we definitely got some things to address. Lineups are definitely something to address. If there are no changes made over the summertime and we start November 1st, the season, is Mitchell Robinson the start? Is this Mitchell Robinson the starter? Do you go back to that Hart lineup? Right? There's stuff that we got to decide on and stand on. We can't deviate from it. We got to, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Like we make a decision.
That's a great point.
We got to stand on it and move forward. We ain't if we don't, like I said, no changes. If we do bring back Tibbs got to understand, that Hart lineup ain't shit. Don't go back to that.
Flea, what you're saying, we talking about permanent, not, the next, it's a 5-year plan, they said. Yeah. So second round, we ain't second round ninjas no more.
We ain't second round niggas no more, right? But
for you, like, if Tibbs is gonna stay, if that's their guy, he saw what works. He saw what he now has to work with. Regardless of what coach it is, they got to work with 8-9 guys who will replace on the bench and all that. It's hard for me to figure out because I'm so biased to like not liking the chemistry of the team, the way it fits. Because I don't know if Brunson and Cat together can really win. How do you balance that out? It would take another super defender in my mind on the perimeter. But you made a great point, because who's going to be who are the players are going to stay? Because at the end of the day, when they sitting down with James Dolan really can't tell them shit. We went from the second round to now we're in the Eastern Conference. We were 2 games away from the finals, and you know what that means. Just business-wise, Dolan sitting down like, we were making money almost made money on June. We damn near got some money coming in June 1st. It's June 1st right now officially. If they would have won this game, they would have been able to crack the bank in June. So Dolan sitting there like, it's y'all. This is all you. I don't have any say so, bro. I don't want that the heat on my back for that. The business, I'll handle that. The beef with the NBA, I'll handle that. All that shit in court, that's all me. But that's the real court, legal court. You guys on the court, the basketball court, Leon, that's on you. And if AllBall's not gonna feel this, but now sobering up a little bit, we gotta give, in terms of Leon Rose, his props. He came in here. Doubted. Some people doubted him. It was exciting for me because at that time I felt like, AllBall, y'all traded Porzingis for this? The hell is going on here? I didn't know what was going on. Then when they got Leon Rose and World Wide West, I was like, oh shit, that's the agent. And World Wide West, he's been mentioned by Jay-Z in rap songs. Like, this guy's well known. Everybody knows him. Well, this goes back to what AllBall always hints to. We're now an attraction, though. We're now an attraction, no matter if Tibbs, whatever, they don't want to play for him. Well, Cat came here. We were not an attraction before Leon Rose got here. We weren't. Nobody wanted to come here. Now we got players that no matter how they feel about New York City, we got the environment as players and as a general manager, as an organization from top to bottom. There's a level of being competent that exists. It does. Regardless of how I feel about the coach. If you're an NBA basketball player, New York City is now a destination. And we ain't talking about no Brooklyn Nets. We talking about the Mecca, the Garden.
Well, I mean, both great points. But what scares me for next season is we have to be very careful if we're going to run it with this team back with the same coach, because Orlando Magic is going to be healthy. Detroit now has another season, together. Cleveland, Boston, now Indiana is going to be in the finals. So, Philadelphia, remember, they got the second pick. Still got Embiid, still got Maxey, whatever they're going to do with Paul George, they probably, get rid of him. They got the young man that was injured. He coming back, and they have the second pick. So, that's 4 to 6, maybe 7 teams that fully healthy. Are we going to still be a second or third seed? So, for me, Flea, what you said is correct. We got some thinking to do. We really do. And big shout out to my pops. He said, because he big gave up, but he said, yo, listen, son, now that they made it this far, you can't go back. Y'all both said that. Can't go backwards. Now you can't have a season where you lose in the first round or you in the play-in. So listen, this summer is very important. And I'm gonna be honest, we have to get some real defenders. Because we can't get no stops. I don't know what happened to Bridges. We know Brunson is horrific. We know Cat is horrific. We can't expect Mitchell Robinson to guard 1 through 5. So for me, I'm done until, like I said, man, until we really understand what we have to do. Because Fabian, he said it, Fleet, 2 games from the finals. And what was standing in our way, which I know I should respect them more because they are a good team, wasn't the Boston Celtics. It wasn't the Cleveland Cavaliers, which was by far the 2 best teams in the East. It was the Indiana Pacers, who by record, by literal sense, we were better than. We had the better players. We shouldn't have lost this series, fellas. I'm sorry.
I agree.
And that's my point. Me with that whole soliloquy and that rant and everything, Flea, it all boils down to we were not supposed to lose this series.
I agree with that.
Game 1 showed that, oh yeah, we got these niggas. They'd be lucky if this go to 6 games.
Right. We shit the
So
bed. We shit the bed.
right. Yeah, so to me, that's what it boils down to. And it's easy to blame Chips, it's easy to blame everybody. So if y'all want me, okay, if we gonna sit up here and say we don't know who to blame, somebody has to take the blame though. Because you cannot,
Sure.
it cannot happen like this. I'm sorry. We know damn well if this was any other organization, a la Boston, like whoever, motherfuckers is gonna get traded. Coaches is gonna get fired. It's without question, Fabian. If this was the Lakers, you see what they do every year. We can laugh and talk about LeBron all we want. Oh, get that nigga out of here. Get that coach out of here. I want them players. Get rid of that whole roster.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that I don't think that is necessarily the way to do this thing either. Because the Clippers,
I know.
right, but the Clippers and the Lakers have proven that already. Like we've seen what happened, because we've seen these are both sides, 2 sides to nepotism, right? The Lakers, we see nepotism. They're saying, Bronny James is coming back next year and whatnot. And in New York, come on, this is all nepotism with Jalen Brunson and Leon Rose and everybody. So we've seen 2 sides of the same coin where one team made the conference finals, the other one flamed out even after getting a superstar. And then you have the Detroit Pistons. They have another side of nepotism. They got families involved with their organization, and they had to go shape up. And they did that. They got a new coach. They flipped their coach, by the way, Flea. They upgraded their coach, apparently. Some people think.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you Monty ain't want to do that shit.
Right. But I'm saying you could have been a bum ass organization and been like, yo, who cares? You could have been the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings fumbled the bag.
Yes,
the Sacramento Kings are the worst organization the last since they've had that run. This is awful what they right.
No reason Mike Brown should have lost that job, my opinion. But
again, and thank you. That leads me back to my point with AllBall. With I don't want Tibbs around, but what he has, his purpose to me has been served, which is maintaining stability. So you had Julius Randle for 4 or 5 years because you wanted to be stable. Mitchell Robinson, you wanted to be stable. RJ Barrett for a couple, you wanted to be stable till you got the right pieces. The OG piece, come on now, that shit was a turn up. And I was wrong about the Cat trade. Apparently, 2 games away from the finals. We ain't do that last year, injury or no injuries. It doesn't matter. That's the goal, is a championship, and we're working to that. So I don't necessarily think we have to flip the whole roster. You know, it would have to be a monumental deal to get rid of Jalen Brunson, because that's, you know, to me, you want to win like this. You have to go through this. Flea said it. You know what? Again, let's not forget Flea's ultimate point. You got to take steps. The Pacers made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and now they're in the finals. We just made the Eastern Conference Finals. So who are we to skip over the Eastern Conference Finals and get to the championship? It took Boston how many years? So we have to, you know, commend Leon Rose and just believe in him, because I didn't believe in the trade, and the shit worked. I can't see it. People were doubting the RJ Barrett trade. I like the trade because we got rid of him. I knew it was at least addition with subtraction, because, bro, RJ and Randall don't mix. I don't see what the hell y'all talking about. And then AllBall said, well, Cat and Brunt, it mixes, bro. What the hell are you talking about? So, you know, it comes with stability. We didn't have this in the Knicks. We got rid of Donnie Walsh after he emptied the whole fucking roster and got us Amari Stoudemire. And our dumbasses let Donnie Walsh, a New Yorker, walk out the door. Melo didn't have stability. If, like, I criticize Melo all the time, Flea. You can't wait to call me a Melo hater, but he never had stability here, and he wanted to play here. He put the Knicks jersey on and called it a homecoming, which is a far-fetched, but he branded it so that he can put that shit on his back, because he knows what it is to win a chip here. Nah, fuck it, I want to win over there. He picked the spot. I want to win there. He took the challenge on. And so did Brunson, so did Leon Rose, and so did Tom Thibodeau. I can't front.
Yeah, like, you know, I think that should be the ultimate point. I think we all three of us can agree on that. That what he did do and what he did bring to us is something that we haven't been able to celebrate in a long time. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying maybe his time is up. Right? I can agree on that. I'm not going to give pushback on that. Maybe his time is up. And maybe it is time to bring in a newer voice, a more younger voice, a more innovative voice on the offensive end, right? We trying to win in a league that the way Tom Thibodeau coaches, it may not be conducive to winning. I mean, we were in the conference finals, so it says something, but to get over that next hump, I don't think it's a crime to start thinking about who it could be. I'm just like, don't bring in Fabian and tell us that we're going to be back in the conference finals again. Don't do that to me.
This guy's mad disrespectful. And you know what he said last time, boy? I'll bring up a suggestion. You know what he says? So what? That's what this guy tells. So what? I don't care if you bring back Phil Jackson from the grave. So what?
We're emotional tonight, man. You know I love our brothers, man. I got some guys in mind. I know we gave the people a little overtime tonight, but I got some guys in mind that I'd like to mention to y'all offline. I ain't gonna give it to the people yet. I'm gonna give it to y'all.
We gotta
offline.
make that a real. Yeah, no, we don't. You know, we gonna. That's gonna be us. That's us producing out here, man. You kidding me?
Because there's a few things that suggestions that I think we could take a look at. Tweaks, like again, if we ain't going to get Giannis, we need to make some small tweaks.
But even with Giannis, you want Tibbs here?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yo, boy.
No.
This motherfucker's crazy, bro.
No, I'm consistent.
You don't know the hell you're not. That is not consistent.
That's all. I'm consistent.
Nah, this dude is you are bugged out.
I'm consistent.
He's crazy.
Love you, OG. I'm consistent, baby. What you want me to do?
It's Hollywood, baby. I gotta make it a show. I'm with you, Flea. I'm with you, big dog.
Come on. I love y'all. I ain't get my old nigga napping. I've been up since
get some rest, baby. Get some rest.
I'll hit y'all a ball in the chat. Love y'all.
Before you go, ball, 30 seconds. I'm begging the old man because y'all paid for it. JR, appreciate it for your $4.99. Pacers play hard knowing that their coach is willing to make subs. Thank you, JR. Get athlete's ass. Amid Belfort, appreciate you. You always be in the comments.
Appreciate
salute, fellas. Thank you for your $20. He gave us a dub. That was a dub for us growing up, by the way. Y'all changed that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Salute, fellas. I have a lifetime Knicks fan since I've been a lifetime Knicks fan since the Patrick Ewing days. I have seen the highs and lows over the years. I never want to settle, but a coaching change must be done. This team has plateaued with this coach. Thank you, Emmett Belford, for,
I'm mad at it.
having some sense and not smoking that bad dust out there wherever you at. Esco 28, thank you for your $10. Tibbs got exposed this series, couldn't figure out that full court press from the Pacers is what enables the fast breaks and quick counterplay. Great show as always. I appreciate that. And
Appreciate
that fast
that,
break
bro.
shit, that full court press been going on since last year, man. Y'all got to get a fucking another point guard to fill in for this guy, man, Jalen Brunson. Myth, thank you for your $5 and of course your support all season. When are we going to blame Leon, who built this team? We just gave him too much props. We went back on your word, Myth. I'm sorry. Strays, no strays. Thank you for your $4.99. Tatum first finals was versus Steph Curry, while SGA gets Tyrese Halliburton. I'm sick. Like y'all so good. Though drinks on us at the Celtics Cancun Cabana in Spanish. Another $4.99. As a father, when opportunity knocks, got to open the door this year. 76ers imploded. Boston and Bucks injured. Number one Cavs gone. This was y'all chance almost. Jesus Christ.
That's how OG feels. That's how OG feels, essentially.
That's
how you feel.
Right, Flea. I mean, before he finishes real quick.
Yeah.
I think every year teams, some things go your way. Whether, we never knock on, we don't wish injury on nobody, but how many breaks some teams get? And then we had our break and we just didn't take advantage. Go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry.
Nah. It's a King speech. Thank you for your $2. Y'all scared, but I'm not. Fire Tibbs. Get a new voice. Go subscribe to King Speech. I think he's going live again. Word. We do want to thank y'all for watching. This is our first full season in Knicks Rehab. We've been doing this, reacting to every game, trying to figure out the schedule. We finally settled on the post game reactions, which is tough. Everybody go to work in the morning. Everybody got families, and that's including y'all in the comments. Y'all family now. We got the shirts in the chat. AllBallTV.com. Shameless plug because we're trying to permanently do this full time as Flea put it earlier. But we want to totally appreciate y'all with whatever way you can support, like, share, comments, and subscribing, tweeting about us. Sandman showing us love on Twitter, by the way. Flea, you cannot block him. No, it's not happening.
That's my guy. I was just talking mess. That's my guy.
This guy's going crazy, old boy. He's almost brought up the Frank stand again.
I didn't get him. I loved him. I showed him love. I said,
I was gonna shut your mic off when you did that shit because I'm like, yo, this guy, he be retweeting us and shit. Fuck you. He be going at the other dudes. Yo, shout out to the real Knicks Twitter, the real Knicks fan base, keeping it thorough. AllBall TV. They be on Knicks Twitter showing us crazy love. AllBall said he's gonna hop on Twitter soon too. Flaming that shit. It's gonna be bananas.
He got on Twitter. He gonna lose his mind. OG gonna be like, what is this world? What's going on over here?
He's gonna drop a tweet and turn his phone off after and just create havoc. AllBall fellas, it's been a great season. Of course, we're gonna have more reactions this year. This is our official, Knicks Rehab episode, post reaction or game, post game reaction. Share all the love in the world. Fellas, if you have any last words about the first full season?
I will say this. Aside from just the disappointment, right? Super proud of the Knicks, but we spent a lot of time giving them love. I got to spend just 2 minutes before y'all go to show y'all some love. I truly appreciate the brotherhood, the friendship, the everything that we've built over the last couple of years. It's completely organic, y'all. This is not we do not know each other for 30 or 40 years, but if y'all see the on-screen chemistry is the way it is because we got a lot of respect and a lot of love for each other. And to get through an entire season, 82 games, showing up every night. Fuck 82 games. Then we show up for the playoffs because we got a deep run in the playoffs. The dedication that we gave y'all this season, I hope y'all appreciated it as much as we appreciated y'all for showing up every night, commenting every night, cussing us out, laughing with us, crying with us, all that type of stuff. I've never been a part of something like this, and I want to show some love and appreciation to my brothers and to the chat. This was special for real.
Yeah, that was classy, AllBall.
I can't. I know. I mean that. Listen, man, that was great. Man, appreciate everybody for allowing us to be a part of each other's lives. Remember, even not on screen, but off the screen. So
For sure.
just all love. Come on, man. You know you fan for life, the chat, but just also we need the chat to also support. We'll still be going live. We're gonna be talking about different NBA topics, like I said, the finals. You know, Knicks Rehab will start right back. We still have Knicks Rehab because we still want to talk about coaching changes, trades, players we may like, players we want to get rid of, players we want to keep. So just continue to support us, continue to look out for AllBall TV going live 4-5 times a week still. But Fleet, I ain't got much to say. That was beautiful. Love you, my brother. That's love the chat.
Man,
Love baby.
I
Yeah,
appreciate y'all.
yeah, that was love.
Love y'all. Rasul Thomas has updated you all, boy. Wait till you hear the press conference with Jalen Brunson. He believes in Tibbs.
Why did he do that? Why did he say that? We was trying to be good right now.
No,
Get us out of here, bro.
that's what
He
niggas
loves
be.
Tibbs, yo.
Suckers.
We live.
Big Flea. The fucking biggest, y'all. Appreciate everybody this season, y'all. Word.
Of course, y'all know what this is. Another episode.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. We don't know when the next one's gonna be, but we're gonna pop up. You'll see it pop up before we, we doing our thing, man. Love y'all.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
At all. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.